So now that we've gone through all the sections and gone over the chords and the timing, I'm going to introduce you to the picking pattern that I use. So for the picking pattern, you're just going to need your thumb, your pointer finger, and your middle finger. Your thumb will pluck by itself, and these two fingers will play at the same time, like that. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Placement for your C chord, your F chord, and your A minor chord, the placement's going to be the same. So for all three of those chords, your thumb will be on your 5th string, your pointer finger will be on your 3rd string, and your middle finger on your 2nd string. And so with the timing, it'll sound like this, and I'll just play it with the C major. It'll be the same: C major, A minor, and F major. For the D minor, your thumb will move down 1 string to your 4th string, and your index finger and middle finger will stay in the same spot. And these two fingers actually, for all your chords, stay in the same spot on that 3rd and 2nd string. So your thumb is the only one that moves. So for your D minor chord, index finger on your 3rd string, middle finger on your 4th, and your thumb moves down, middle finger on your 2nd, and your thumb moves to the 4th. So the D minor will sound like this. And finally, for your G major chord, again, index finger stays on the 3rd string, middle finger stays on the 2nd string, and your thumb moves to the top string, the 6th string there. So that'll sound like this. Now, for timing for the picking pattern, you're essentially just keeping the subdivisions. So if our beat is 1, 2, 3, 4, you're picking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And to demonstrate, it sounds like this. I'll count just the steady pulse first while playing, and then I'll count the subdivisions while playing. And I'll just stay on that C major. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, so now that we know our picking pattern and we've learned our chords and our timing, I'm just going to go into each section one more time and play straight through so you can hear what each section sounds like using the picking. There are a couple places in the 2 verses where we diverge from our picking pattern momentarily. So for the verses, I'll play straight through so you can hear it and then zero in on those spots for you. So here's our first verse using the picking pattern and starting on C major. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chorus. So the only difference is there at the very end. So that last G that you play at the end of the 6th phrase, you just pluck the top string and hold for 4, and then top string, 5th string, 4th string. So when we were going over it, the chords originally, and we're just strumming, this is the part where we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just let it ring. So this time we're still plucking. You can strum too if you want, but plucking and letting it ring for that first 4 like we were. But now we're adding in that little lead in. So to really zero in, and then I'll go. So I'll start from the F major, which is the chord right before our G, through that transition with the G, and then the first chord of the chorus, so you can hear it coming out of the picking pattern and then going back into the picking pattern. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how you transition from the first verse into the second chorus using the picking pattern. Now for our second verse, we're going to have 3 spots that go away from the picking pattern momentarily. So again, I'll play straight through and zero in on those spots. So starting, of course, on our C major, which is our root chord for this song. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chorus. So, our first spot is our second phrase, the end of our second phrase, where we go from that D minor to the G major. And super simple, you just, instead of continuing with the pattern, you just pluck that top string, or you can strum, honestly, whichever one you like better, and just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back into the picking pattern on that D minor to start the third phrase. Now, the next divergence comes at the end of the fourth phrase, and it's the same thing where you're just hitting that top string, but this time, remember, you have that extra measure of letting it ring out. And for this, it is just going to be the same. It's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back into that D minor picking pattern. And finally, for our seventh phrase at the end, that last C that we play before going back into the chorus, you just hit the fifth string here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and let it ring for another 4. And then go back into the final chorus, which, remember, we're just strumming. So that'll sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, our chorus with our picking pattern will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Verse. And that'll be your first and second chorus, and so obviously you just keep going, and you end on that C major for the chorus and then start with the C major for the verse, so you can just keep going on that C major. And of course, as I said, for the final verse, you're just strumming, so that'll just be exactly the same as what we learned in the first section when we were going over the chords and the timing for the final chorus. And now that we've learned all of that, you've heard it with the picking pattern, I'm going to play the whole thing using the picking pattern from the beginning of the song to the end on lyrics. And of course, you can watch any of these sections back as many times as you need to, practice playing along and get comfortable with it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sky high expectations for a sinking boat. I can still remember when 20 was old. Think that I fell off my peak 5 years ago. The older that I get, the less I seem to know. I remember being 6 years old and crying in a bathroom from the sudden realization of how fast the years were passing. And I knew I'd blink my eyes and I'd find myself grown. Golden years behind me and my childhood gone. Now I've reached a point where 6 is just a quarter of my life, and I'm crying in a bathroom 'cause I wasted all that time. I know that's how life goes. Sky high expectations for a sinking boat. I can still remember when 20 was old. Think that I fell off my peak 5 years ago. The older that I get, the less I seem to know. Sometimes I think about how much older I am than Sophie and Mama Mia. And it gets me every time, 'cause my 20s aren't quite how I pictured them when I was 9. And I think about how disappointed they'd be if I was ever faced with 6 to 19-year-old me. What would I tell them? 1, 2, 3. 'Cause sure, I graduated college, but I don't have a real job, and the dream is the same, but I can't finish the album, and the ones I swore I'd die for are all happy I'm gone. Sky high expectations for a sinking boat. I can still remember when 20 was old. I think that I fell off my peak 5 years ago. The older that I get, the less I seem to know. The further that I get, the less I feel I've grown. And that's how you play Sky High Expectations on guitar. Thanks so much for watching.